Sorry guys, just give me a second. Okay. Not a great view. Not a great an average at the limit streaming. Let's cut that down. We have to cut our average view. Let's cut it to 30 minutes. I'm sorry guys. Too long this time. Gotta do it. Can't monetize. 30 minutes. Let's see. We started it at 8. We're gonna have to limit it to 30 minutes. Sorry. I'll never earn a penny unless I monetize. That is the unfortunate reality. Sprint. Is all hit. That's crazy. Probably keep that like 8%. I don't know. Get out. Probably unlock. Let's get to it. Again, I apologize. I don't want to be this guy. I just want to. Not getting very many viewers through Twitch, and that's Twitch average viewers is my sole focus. Well, so is on Kick. So trying to monetize for my kids, not for me. get there. Don't follow what my promoter. Same time. Also trying to unlock infestation, and I'm trying to get my audio issues fixed. So, and I'm pretty excited about this content drop. Where you guys are. Oh, I just turned all the way. Went the wrong direction. Oh, I like this gun so much better. Anyone who says the Recon better, Shadow SK, I pity the fool. If you don't know that reference from the 80s, once again, I pity the fool. Sucker. One of my favorite characters of all time. From the A Team. I'm not even going to tell you who it is. You gotta look it up yourself. I'll give you an alias. Clubber Lang. Get you started. Probably no. Just that. That's a pretty easy alias. That's an all-time classic. Oh, I love this gun in multiplayer. They're probably going to nerf it into the ground. That's one thing I haven't looked at in great detail yet. I've been so like I did not just cancel my stream yesterday for giggles. Okay, I don't cancel streams. I don't miss work for fun. If you guys have noticed, I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I don't just not spend time with my family for fun. Um, I work because I'm trying to um, put something together for my kids. But yeah, I didn't not work yesterday because I had I'm having serious audio issues. Trying to get it squared away right now. Between if I can figure it out with either Elgato or with right now I'm working with Streamlabs. Max at Streamlabs is taking. He's been my guy. He's been helping me a lot. By the way, if you're trying to avoid paying for your quick revive, here is one of the items right there. Trying to avoid paying for Juggernog. Here's the item. Not gonna go get them all for you. You can look at it. Those are two of the items in this location. Actually, I don't know where the others are for a quick revive. I do know I could get them for you for. I know them off the top of my head for Juggernaut. I just finished that calling card on the last run through. I don't know if I'll have enough time. So I'm only doing 30 minutes. Actually, should I even do 30 minutes? Jeez. We'll see. I'm trying to experiment today. I gotta get my average viewer number down, or to what I need. Hold on a second, guys. I'll stay an extra a little bit. Oh, let's see. Sorry, guys. Ready. ready. If we can get a couple crystals, I'll be ready. Oh, some ammo. Be ready for Klaus. But all right, just get up. This gun should be a lot better for that guy. Definitely if I can get a crystal now. Okay, let's go. Whoa. Why did I do? Well, that's actually not terrible. Yeah, why did I do that? Not mean to. That was a mistake. Y'all probably saw me do that. Oops. Why did he do that? Maybe I'll look back and not care in a few minutes. Maybe I won't. What happens when you have your mind in 1,000 places at once? Well, I guess this was where it'll come in handy. Oh, but I need a pack too. Dang. Oh, there we go. Should be perfectly fine now. Depending on what I can get out of these this time. Dang it. Dang it. I'm not sure. Okay, should be good. Oh, okay. I thought I put it on that gun. No way. I thought it was a Ravager round for a second. But yeah, I thought I put my green on that Mirage, and I was like, what? I did not. Come on, Klaus. Let's get it done. As you can see, that the recon doesn't even hold a candle to this. And I don't even have Deadshot. No misfires. Oh no. Get away. As soon as that one breaks up, I'm out of here. What we got here? But I don't like it. It's just not a Kimbo. I'm gonna go trade it in. Well, let me try it out first. The Kimbos are just so much more reliable. Had to. Give me the gun. I want that. Give my gun back. Okay. Phew. About flipped. Alright. You all get away. I need my ether tool. And then I need the crystal. As you can see, I can just wipe out an entire room of zombies. That's why I just trust the Kimbo. What we got? Nothing. I thought I saw something orange under there. I thought it was something else. I thought I saw a shiny. And if you do stay here buying without buying the quick revive from the machine, and you stay here until round 15, you will get a Dark Ops calling card, just so you know. I already have it, so I'm not going to do it. And I did buy the machine. Oh, look at that. Alright, I'll take it. Come back and recycle those guns. Oh, actually, recycle those guns. Now, because it's just too much. Well, man, I do have an offer right now from another promoter, and I'm pretty close to signing with them. He's already making me those types of claims. What, I mean, can you better his offer? Because, I mean, that's less than I'm being promised. Gonna have to do better than that. I bet. Yeah, I mean, feel free. Don't you dare. Not you. Talking to the Ravager. 1,000 monthly. That's not very much. I mean, I'm above a mid tier. I mean, I'm at least a mid tier Call of Duty streamer, so I'm looking at what 5 to 15K a month, somewhere in that range. Only thing I'm missing is my subscribers, really. So, and the only reason I'm not hitting subscribers, I'm yet to be verified, monetized, and that's about to go down with a good promoter. So as soon as I hit partner, I mean, this is my channel. I'm not afraid to talk about these things. And I'm not, but you know, that's not really, and I've made it clear on my channel before. These are things that I'm not. This isn't what gets me into this. What gets me into this is to help. But I'm setting up this channel to help for my kids, to give them something to fall back on if things don't work out. Yeah, I need to get out. This is. I'm go ahead and move on to the next area. Sell this gun. That is one of my kids right now. Hold on. And my kid just woke up, and I was yelling for him earlier. He didn't even respond to me. He's staying up too late, Mister. Yeah, he's not even. He's grounded, and And Black Ops, the biggest content drop in history, comes out today. Boy is grounded. Mr. Number one 13-year-old Warzone player in the world doesn't get to play Warzone. What do you think about that? I can't believe this kid. Missed the bus by a half hour. Over here yelling for him. I have to yell to get him up in the morning. I'm trying to work. I cannot believe this kid. He knows I can't do that. His mom is just gonna have to help me. So she didn't get up because she is over here resetting my alarms, making me oversleep in the morning, and then she gets upset with me when I tell her not to do it. I don't know what to do. It's a conundrum, I tell ya. Oh, I didn't get the first part. Well, here's the second part to the Juggernog. It's right there. Everyone's so sensitive in the morning. I'm the only morning person around here. Everyone else is so sensitive, or they're oversleepers. I'm the only one that gets up in a good mood in the morning, or that gets out of bed and wants to be out of bed. Resetting my alarm. I don't know if does he even want me. Probably not. I may let him do chores when he gets home, but yeah, he's in trouble. And then my other son, I yelled for him to do dishes. He has one chore in this house: do the dishes for his mom, who he's a mama's boy. My oldest son, he is a big time mama's boy. And all she asks is that he does the dishes. That's all. Do the chores for your mama, right? Help her out. And he didn't even do the dishes. I yelled for him to do those. Where's my... I saw that perk. Did he eat it? Oh, no, there it is. I see it. There it is. I said, oh, it's Joe. I said, yelled for him to do those dishes at least 20 times yesterday. Did he do the dishes? No. So I was going to make him do the other two's chores for 3 days. Well, I'm not going to make him do Slade's now, but he is going to do extra chores 3 days for not doing the dishes yesterday, because I yelled for him to do chores. I don't know how many, to do the dishes. I don't know how many times yesterday. That is so frustrating. So I get everything on the and I need to put at least I'll put that and that. My daughter, I need to get her on a chore regimen. I was real lenient with my youngest son as well when he was missing. It wasn't until he got a little bit older that I started getting picky with him. I'm lenient. I haven't really been hardcore, but the boys It is. They do. One of them takes the dishes. The other does this. One of them is clean, the other is set. Goodness, how hard is it? When I was that age, yeah, think about that was the only chore I had. I grew up with a stepmother. Okay, this I'm not going to get into long, sad sob stories here. I'm just going to tell you that real quick, basic. Stepmother, she was abusive. The only thing I can say was let's move on. Nothing sexual, just physically. Stepfather, I won't say nothing bad about him. Rest in peace. Good man. He was a good man. He did his best. But he was in the military, so he was a military police. So he ran a tight ship. He taught me well. He did. He ran a tight ship, so he expected things to be done a certain way, right? Just like in the military. So when he wanted things done, he expected them to be done. And I respect that. I come from a military family. Read my ex profile. Okay? He wasn't a war hero like the men in my family. That's okay. We don't need war heroes. And his generation didn't fight wars. That's okay. He didn't have an opportunity to fight wars. His generation didn't have wars. You know, it's not that he didn't have an opportunity to go to war. You know, that's not something he did wrong. He was a good man. He was a good man for all intents and purposes. You know, what he did was, when I cleaned my room, he'd come in there with a white glove and check it. He'd flip a quarter on my mattress. That's how he was taught. Okay, proc. And if it didn't bounce, I'm gonna need you to make your bed again. Have you ever heard of boot camp? This is how they do it in boot camp, okay? This is how they do it in boot camp. And in my house, we ran a tight ship. It's okay. It's okay, because I was taught a very regimented setup. Okay. Yeah, around this time, maybe another round or two, and I'm gonna have to restart the stream. Point turret back. I'm just gonna save the game, restart the stream, start it right back up. Try to keep our average numbers down. They ran a tight ship. I got many more chores than doing the dishes. However, I didn't want that for my kids. I didn't go to the military. My father, he doesn't remember a single thing about my childhood. He was injured during his Vietnam service. A head injury, barely survived. The men in my family were war heroes. The men in my father's line were war heroes. They had opportunities to serve during wars. And every man before me were war heroes. On my paternal lineage were war heroes. Every single one. going back to my great grandfather, was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. One of the greatest war heroes of the early 20th century, believe it or not. Read about it on my X profile. I wrote about it in my extended profile. Look it up yourself. Fact check. 100% the truth. He served during the Japanese attack at Pearl Harbor. At one point, he was the only soldier to ever be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor during peacetime in the United States military. Ever. He served during the Imperial Japanese attack at Pearl Harbor. He served on the USS Lexington that fought and that exploded during the first ever during the first ever aircraft carrier versus aircraft carrier battle in the history of the world. This man was one of the greatest soldiers the early 20th century and maybe of all time. Blows my mind. It's one of my greatest heroes, one of the greatest heroes of my life. I just blown away when I go back and read about this man. And that was my great grandfather, William Russell. And then, well, anyway, when my dad, when he served his country, he didn't have an opportunity to enlist. He was drafted. He was conscripted into the Vietnam War. There wasn't much chance for people to be enlisting into the Vietnam War. They just drafted everybody. They pulled everybody in, and my dad was one of them. So he would have enlisted. Okay, let's just say that. My family serves, right? Well, he didn't even have that. And I don't know much of what my grandfather did. He never spoke of it. He was a man of few words. But my father served in Vietnam. As soon as he got there, he was split up from his best friend. And as he was watching his best friend drive away, the passenger vehicle, whatever it was, he watched it explode, and his best friend died right there on the spot. It was one of the first things that happened when he arrived. He watched his best friend die. And then not long after that, another explosion. My dad was injured, head injury. He wasn't even there very. I mean, this was a tragic war. This was an insane military we were up against that was powered by the Chinese military. And the Chinese, they're just there to prove that they're capable. That's all they're ever trying to do, is prove how powerful. I don't know what I'm doing here. I forgot I'm supposed to be doing it death. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so my dad, he had a severe head injury, fell into a coma. While he was in a coma, he had scarlet fever, and nearly died. By the time he came out of his illness, he was shipped back to the States, and my grandmother, my me mom, which is funny because I just watched The Long Walk, the Stephen King movie, and the guy everyone hated from that movie, I forget his name. I'm not going to tell you anything, but everyone hates him. He's like the antagonist of the whole movie. He calls his grandma me mom, and everyone's like, "What's a me mom?" You know, and they all make fun of him for. Well, that was my. She was basically my mother. Okay, growing up, she was basically my. I didn't have I didn't I didn't have my mother in my life. Um, she didn't live with me, and so my grandmother took care of me. Well, anyway, when my dad was shipped back to the states, she answered the door. Somebody knocked on the door. She went, "Jack, here's my dad." And yeah, can I help you? Can I help you? She didn't recognize him. She couldn't recognize her own son because he was less than 100 pounds. He had lost so much weight from scarlet fever that she couldn't even recognize her own son. Barely survived. I was I almost never brought into it. But poor me. I'm not trying to play that role. No, I'm just saying, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so he survived, right? But years later, due to the head injury, my dad, he was fine for the longest time, but then later on, due to the after effects of the head injury, he eventually lost all memory. About He doesn't remember anything about me as a child. So now, I mean, he knows me. He doesn't have like short term memory loss, but he doesn't remember me as a child. He doesn't remember anything. The 80s, early 90s, things like that. So try to bring things back. So sad. It's not his. He loves me to death. It is what it is. But I still have my dad. I'm thankful. All right, so let's see. After this round, I'm going to save it in the stream, and then I'll be right back. Oh, got it. Okay. Irk. Very thankful to have my dad. I'd rather have my dad than childhood memories. So yeah, Melee Mac. I'm thankful to be alive. I'd rather be alive than have childhood. My dad have childhood memories. Look at There are a lot of documentaries about the USS Lexington. You want to see some insane footage or a battle that you know nothing about? Look that up. Look up the aircraft carrier, the world's first. Okay, what about this? So you've heard of the um, oh shoot, and and I put myself on the spot, and this is one thing that I struggle with. Because I've gone through my own difficulties during my mother's delivery of me, but I put myself on the spot. Sometimes I struggle with that, with trying to come up with the word. But yeah, look up uh, look up the first um, aircraft carrier versus aircraft carrier battle, USS Lexington. That there's documentaries about that. Look, that's insane. And look up. the effect that it had on World War II, what it did to the Japanese Navy. I'll tell you right there. I mean, it turned the tide of the war. You think it was the atomic bomb? No, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll never know, but it was possibly the greatest defeat that the Japanese suffered of the entire war. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna end this stream, and then I'll restart it. All right, guys. So I hope you be right back.